Hi there, it's Emma from Emma's Cards and Paper Crafts. Today we are going to be making a no glue box. It literally just folds in on itself and is just the right size for a penguin or similar sized treat, just like so. So there's no glue involved, it's literally just folding and a clever little tuck. This was my prototype I made with some old card before I make the real thing. We're going to be using Flirty Flamingo today, and this piece of card is 13 centimeters by 13.5. You are going to need your scoring tool, whatever you choose to use. On the 13.5 side, I'm going to take the blade off just so that I don't accidentally cut rather than score. On the 13.5 side, we're going to score it at either side at 2 centimeters, like that. Flip it round and at 2 centimeters again. We're then going to score on, if you turn it around 90 degrees again, we're going to score at 3.5, then 5.5, then 9, and finally we're going to do 11. Just get it just in the right place, just like that. And then your piece of cardstock should look like this. We're going to cut off these top 2 corners here. Do that quickly before we do any folding so they're well out of the way. Just like so. And then we're going to fold all of our edges really well, like so. So I am going to be making these boxes as little table gifts for the upcoming Stampin' Up! DDM meetup. So that's the meetup for all of the demos that are in the local area, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'll explain why I'm doing this. All of these little square corners, we need to put a score mark on the lines pointing in towards this center rectangle. So I'm just using my scoring tool to do that because I can make sure I somewhat get them straight with this. You can use a scoreboard if that's what you usually use for scoring things. I don't have a scoreboard, I just tend to use this. Doesn't matter if they're not 100% perfect. So you're just going to go round in the outside and score so it points into that centre rectangle on each of them, like so. And then we're going to fold our folds towards the inside of our box, like so. Like that. Like that. Just so give them a little bit of a work so that they're nice and flexible. Now the next step you don't have to do, but I prefer to do, I find that the box closes a lot better. This is not a Stampin' Up! Punch, but just a corner punch, just to make you curve the corners on your flap that you're tucking in. But to be able to get the right angle, you're going to have to tuck the side flaps in. There we go, like so. So then you'll have what looks like this. When you close your box up, the this will become your bottom, and then this edge at the top will become your top. We are going to cut some designer series paper to decorate the top here, and I have picked out, just going to move my camera there, let me just move you back again, there we go, somewhat straight. We're going to use this designer series paper, and this is from the Floral Impressions, which I think is an online exclusive at the moment. It's either an online exclusive or it came out in the new catalogue, one or the other. I've got so many of each now, and there's so many online exclusives that I've got rather than catalogue stuff, because I just like the online exclusives more. We're going to cut off a strip on the top here, and our designer series paper needs to be 3 centimetres wide. I'm just going to line it up with the 3 centimetres just here. I'm just going to cut a 3 centimetre strip, like so. Put that back to one side, and it needs to be 9 centimetres wide, like so. So there's that. We're going to get some glue on the back of that. And then we're going to put that on the lid. Just like so. There we go. And this is how simple it is. Pop your treat in the middle. So penguins, seal bars, rockies, clubs, anything that sort of size will all fit. And then we're going to just tuck that. If you can see where the edges are folded in there, you tuck your flap into that hole, just like that, and there we go. Now you could also pop a ribbon around it to tie it shut. Don't have to. No rules saying what you do and don't have to do. It holds itself perfectly shut, just like that. You could also add a small tag on the top, which I think is what we're going to do. I haven't decided this far ahead. Kind of just crafting on the fly here today. Just looking for my dies, for a die that has a small tag, so we could pop just like this one here, actually, one of these. Let's find a little sentiment. We just want something that's like for you or something like that. What have we got? Here we go. Keeping tabs. This one is on the last chance clearance selection now, and will be leaving very, very soon. I'm sure it's not going to stay around too much longer. So just going to get the tiny little for you out of there. And we're going to get a scrap of cardstock, which is always a little pile hanging around right next to me, but never the colour I want. Let's get my folder out quickly. And then there we go. I think that piece there should be big enough. Let's just check that our sentiment is going to fit in this teeny tiny one here. Yep, perfect size, look. Let's pop those to one side. Right, we're just going to stamp our sentiment here first, and let's stamp in Flirty Flamingo, which is the same colour cardstock. Just need to find the ink. There we go. So let's do it up the right way. I'm going to do it kind of central to there, just so we've got plenty of space around to die cut. So there's that. Let's pop the ink back away. And I will be back for you in a second after I've die cut this. And there we have it, that's that die cut. I love how it's just got like the stitched edging around this as well. I'm going to get some mini dimensionals. Got a nice little pile of all my different bits and bobs in front of me now. So we're just going to pop one either end, that's more than enough. There we go. And then backing off. And we're just going to go right about there. It doesn't have to be central. And there we have it. Nice and easy, simple little gift box. Now it could be resized to whatever size you want it to be. I might have a go at making it slightly bigger, slightly smaller. Also depends on what you're putting inside it. It will just take a little bit of maths to figure out the measurements to up or downscale the size of it. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little video today, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.